So myself, Suresh, lecturer in mechanical engineering from Government Polytechnic, Chegunta. I am going to deal with the subject called Basic Workshop Technology. And the today's topic is from sheet metal work. And the subtopics which I selected today today is snips, stakes, and shearing operations. So before going to enter into the subtopics of snips, stakes, and shaping operations, in previous classes, we have learned about the so different types of hammers used in sheet metal work. Okay, so here we can see the a list of hammers here. So all these are the different types of hammers used in sheet metal work. So riveting hammer, setting hammer, raising hammer, smoothing hammer, stretching hammer, squeezing hammer, planishing hammer, hollowing hammer, and mallet. So all these are the different types of hammers used in sheet metal work. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about the snips, stakes, and shearing operations. So here we can see the different types of snips here. Okay. So all these snips we can learn in this class. Okay. So this is a list of the snips. Okay. So basically, what are snips? So what is a snip or what are snips? So this is a diagram you can see here. So this is called a snip. Okay. So based on the type of blade, so we can name the type of snips. So we can see now. So actually a snip or hand shear. Okay. So either we can call it as snips or hand shear. Okay. So it is used like a pair of scissors. Okay, so this snip is used like a pair of scissors to cut thin soft metal. Okay, to cut thin sheeted soft metals. Okay, so ferrous metals 0.5 mm to 1 mm thick. That is the thickness of the ferrous metals. That is from 0.5 mm to 1 mm thick. Okay. Next, non-ferrous metals of 1 mm to 2 mm thick. Okay. Ferrous metals 0.5 to 1 mm thick, and then for non-ferrous metals 1 mm to 2 mm thick. Okay. That is the thickness of the sheet of ferrous and non-ferrous metals. Okay. This is a diagram of a snip. Okay. Next, we can see the types of snips here. Okay, straight snip, bent or curved snip, hawk bill snip, bulldog snip, left hand and right hand snips, double shear, bench shear, block shear, and lever shear. Okay, all these are the different types of snips used in sheet metal work. So now one by one we'll discuss about these types of snips. So first one will be the straight snip. Okay, so we can see the diagram of a snip and the usage of a straight snip. Okay, so top one will the straight snip, and this is the usage of the straight snip. Okay, right. So straight snip is used for cutting straight cuts. Okay, it is used for cut straight or straight cuts. Next one will be the bent or curved snips. You can see here. So first figure will be a uh, shape. We can see the blade shape of the curved or bent snip. And the second one, bottom figure will be a use of curved snips. Okay, so it is used. So bent or curved snip is used for cutting curved shapes of the sheet metal. Okay, next bill snip. Okay, we can see the bill snip. Okay, so this type of snip is used for cutting curves and scrolls. Okay, this is used for cutting curves and scrolls of lighter weight metals. Okay, next bulldog snip. This is a diagram of a bulldog snip. Okay, so this bulldog snip is a it is a heavy duty snip. So having long handles with short blades. So it has a long handle with short blades. Okay, so it is a heavy duty snip. Next, it is used for cutting thicker materials. Okay, so this bulldog snip is used for cutting a thicker materials for all general works. Okay, next, left hand and right hand snips. So these are the two types of snips we can see here. So left hand snip and right hand snip. Okay, so we can see the here. So these type of snips are used for cutting a strip in a line. Okay, so by using left hand and right hand snips, so we can cut a strip in a line. So leftward and rightward along its length. So next will be double shear snips. Okay, so this is a diagram of a double shear snip. Okay, so this double shear snip is used for cutting thin cylinders. Okay, so if you want to cut the thin cylinders of a sheet, so by using this type of snip, we can cut the thin cylinders, stove pipes, okay, and for cutting holes on light gauge metals. Okay, so we can cut the metals holes on light gauge metals. Okay, so we can see the different types of shears and stakes we can see here. So bench shear, block shear, lever shear, a double seam stake, low horn stake, decon stake, funnel stake. Okay, so conductor stake. So all the are the different types of stakes used in a sheet metal work. Okay, so first we can see the a bench shear. Okay, this is the diagram of a bench shear. Okay, so you can observe the figure here. Okay, next. So bench shear is a heavier than hand shear. Isn't it? So this bench shear is heavier than the hand shear. Okay. So one arm of the shear is fixed in a vise. Okay. So we can see the bottom arm. Here we can see. So this will be the one arm. So which is shear in a one arm of the shear is fixed in a vise and the other is moved by hand for cutting. Okay, for cutting the sheet. So end of the arm one end arm is fixed in a vise and the other end is moved by hand for cutting the sheet. Okay, so this is used for cutting up to 2 mm thick sheet metals. Okay, so 2 mm that is called, so for that is for non-ferrous metals. The thickness of the metal is up to 2 mm thick. Okay, so okay, it is preferred for the non-ferrous metals. So it is used for cutting up to 2 mm thick sheet metals. Okay. Next, block shear. Okay. So one arm of shear is bent down at right angles. Okay, and is fixed in a wooden block or a table. Okay, so one arm of the shear is bent down at a right angle to right angles and is fixed to the wooden block. Okay, this one arm is One arm of shear is fixed into the wooden block at an angle of 90 degrees. Okay. So this block shear is used for cutting thicker materials. Okay. Next one is lever shear. Okay, lever shear. So we can see the operation of a lever shear. So the lever is grasped with right hand. Okay, the lever is grasped with the right hand, and it is moved in its upper portion. Okay, so the lever will move it in its upper portion to lift the blade. Okay, to lift the blade, the lever will move to the upper portion. Okay, the work is set in a left hand. Okay, the workpiece will be set in a left hand, and the lever is driven downwards to take the cut on the metal sheet. Okay, the lever is driven towards downward direction to cut the metal sheet. Okay, so this shear lever is used for cutting a thicker sections. Okay, so this is used for cutting a thicker sections. Next we can see the stakes. So this is a diagram of a stake. So it has shank, horns and head. Okay, so basically what is a stake? A stake is a sort of anvil. Okay, so a stake is a sort of anvil which supports the sheet. Okay, so a stake is a sort of anvil, so which can support the sheet to perform many sheet metal operations. Okay, so it can act as a supporter for the supporter to perform the various operations on the sheet metal. Okay, next we can see the types of stakes. So double seam stake, blowhorn stake, bakehorn stake, funnel stake, conductor stake. Okay, and also half moon stake, hatchet stake, squeezing stake, needle case stake, hollow mandel stake, uh, candle candle mold stake, bevel edge stake. Okay, so all these are the different types of stakes used in sheet metal. Okay, so one by one we discuss all the different types of stakes now. So first one will be a double seaming stake. Okay, first one is a double seaming stake. So we can see the diagram here. This is the diagram of a double seaming stake. Right. So double seaming stake. So it has two horns. Okay. So it is used to make double seams for vessels. Okay, so here we can see. So it has two horns. Okay, this is the first horn, this is the second horn. So these are the two horns, and it is used to make double seaming for vessels of the sheet. Next is blowhorn stake. Blowhorn stake. So here we can see the diagram of a blowhorn stake. So it has two horns. Okay, we can see one is a short tapered horn and the other one is a long tapered horn. Okay, we can see. So this type of stake is used for forming seaming tapered articles like funnels. So if you want to prepare a funnel shaped articles, so by using this blowhorn stake, we can prepare funnel shaped sheets. Okay, so next is bake horn stake. So this is a diagram of a bake horn stake. We can see it here. We have two types of horns. So first one is a rectangular horn, and the second is, that is, right side horn is a tapered horn. Okay, so this is used for forming, riveting and seaming. Okay, so this is also, it is also used for forming. Okay, and also it is used for riveting and seaming purpose. Okay, seaming of the sheets. Okay, Next is funnel stake. So next we can see the diagram of a funnel stake. This is a funnel stake. Okay. So this type of stake is used for forming conical shapes. Okay. So if you want to form a conical shapes of the sheet, so by using this funnel stake, so we can perform or we can make a conical shapes of the sheet for making wire rings. Okay. So with the help of this funnel stake, we can also make wire rings. Okay, and the next one will be a conductor stake. So this is a diagram of a conductor stake. So this conductor stake is used for forming, riveting, seaming tubes, small sized pipes, etc. Okay, so this is used for forming, riveting, seaming tubes, small sized pipes, etc. Okay, next one is half moon stake. So we can see the diagram of a half moon stake. Okay, so this half moon stake is used for folding edges of a cylindrical shaped articles by the sheet. Okay, so it is used for folding the edges of a cylindrical shaped articles. Okay, of a sheet metal. Okay, next. So next is hatchet stake. So this is a diagram of a hatchet stake. Okay. So this hatchet stake is used for making straight and sharp bends. Okay. If you want to make a straight and sharp bends of a metal sheet, so we can use this type of stake, that is hatchet stake. Okay. And also for folding and bending of the edges of a sheet. Okay, so folding and bending of edges of sheet. Next, forming pants and boxes by hand. Okay, so by using hand we can make pants and boxes by using this stake. Okay, so next one is a squeezing stake. Okay, we can see the diagram of a squeezing stake. So one end is a flat, other end is having a grooves. Okay, so grooved rectangular horn is used for bending wires. Okay, so if you want to make wires, so by using the grooved rectangular horn, okay, we can make bending wires. Okay, next, a tapered round horn is used for forming conical shapes. Okay, so this tapered round horn is used for forming a conical shapes. So next is needle case stake. Okay, we can see the diagram of a needle case stake. So it is used for forming tubes, wire rings, bending metals. Okay, it is used for forming tubes, wires, wire rings, bending metals for very fine hard work. Okay, next is hollow mandrel stake. So next one will be the hollow mandrel stake. So this is a diagram of a hollow mandrel stake. Okay, so round head is used for riveting and seaming pipes. So this round head is used for riveting and seaming pipes of a sheet. Okay. Next, flat rectangular head is used for forming laps. Okay. For forming laps, this flat rectangular head is used. Next, and double seaming corners of pants, boxes, etc. So next one will be the a candle mold stake. So this is a candle mold stake. So this candle mold stake is used for forming, riveting and seaming long and flaring articles. Okay. So next one will be the bevel edge stake. So this is a diagram of a bevel edge stake. Okay. So this is used for forming corners and edges of a sheet. Okay, so this bevel edge stake is used for forming corners and edges. Okay, so which permits the work to clear the bend, so clear the bench. Okay, next, so common square stake. This is a common square stake. So we can see here. So it is used for all general operations in sheet metal work. Okay, this is a common type of a common square stake. So next is a round bottom stake. You can see here. So round bottom stake. So this round bottom stake is used for squaring up, squaring up round edges. Okay, so for squaring up round edges of a sheet, so this round bottom stake is used, and for setting up the bottom of cylindrical work. Okay, next is tea kettle stake. So this is the diagram of a tea kettle stake. Okay, so the tea kettle stake has four differently shaped heads. Okay, so here we can see the diagram. The tea kettle stake has four differently shaped heads and is useful in many operations in sheet metal work. Okay, next is bottom stake. So this is a diagram of a bottom stake. So this stake has a fan shaped beveled edge. Okay, fan shaped beveled edge, slightly rounded. Okay, and this is used for dressing bird edges on a disc. Okay, next special double seaming, turning small flanges, etc. Okay, and you can see the some of the grooves here. Okay, hand groovers. Okay, we can see the diagram of a hand groovers. So all, okay, so we can see here. So this is a grooving seaming and hand groover. Okay, so this hand groover is used when grooving a seam by the hand. Okay, by hand. So if you want to make a grooving a seam, okay, so we can use hand groover. Okay, next, it is the end of the tool. Okay, the end of the tool is recessed to fit over the lock. Okay, for making the grooved seam. Okay, next, so next one is a rivet set. This is a diagram of a rivet set. We can see the some parts of a rivet set. So section of a rivet set. So we can see the parts. So outlet on side, deep hole, and shallow concave hole. Okay, so these are the three parts on a section of a rivet set. Okay, this rivet set is used for making riveted joints on sheet metal. Okay, so if you want to join the two sheets, okay, so by using this rivet set, so we can make riveted joints. So next is hand seamer. So this is a diagram of a hand seamer. So we can, it is used for bending narrow portions. Okay, so this is used for bending narrow portions. Okay, next one is pliers. So pliers are used in sheet metal work for cutting, holding, and bending purpose. Okay, so these pliers are used in sheet metal work for cutting the sheets, holding the sheets, and also bending of the metal sheet. Okay, next we can see the types of pliers. So first one will be a flat nose. So flat nose plier. Second, round nose pliers. Third, combination pliers, or we can call it as slip joint. Okay, so first we can see the flat nose plier. So this is a diagram of a flat nose plier. Okay, so it have flat jaws. So we can see the two jaws here. So those are flat jaws with small grooves. So used for forming and holding the work metal sheet. Okay. Next, round nose pliers. Round nose pliers. So we can see the diagram here. This is the diagram of a round nose plier. Okay. So it have long jaws rounded on the outsides. Okay. Next, it is used for holding and forming the various shapes. Okay. So third one will be the slip joint combination plier. Slip joint combination plier. This is a diagram of a slip joint combination plier. So it is having the adjustable jaw. Okay, for this type of player, so there will be a adjustable jaw, so which is used for general purpose work in sheet metal work. Okay, so next we can see the types of soldering irons, various shape shearing operations like cutting off, parting, blanking. Okay, so now we can see the type of a soldering iron. So we can see. So actually, what is a soldering iron? So it is used for transmitting heat to the sheet metal surface. Okay, by using this soldering iron, so we can transmitting the heat to the sheet metal surface. So this is necessary while joining or uniting two or more pieces for making seams watertight. Okay, next. So types of soldering irons we can see: straight soldering iron, hatchet soldering iron, electrical soldering irons. Okay, so now we can see the straight soldering iron. This is a diagram of a straight soldering iron. Okay, so this straight soldering iron is used for general purpose. Okay, for all general purpose solderings. Okay, so we can use this straight soldering iron. Okay, so gas bench furnace may be used to heat the soldering point. To heat the soldering point, so we require a gas bench furnace. Okay, next is hatchet soldering iron. Okay, we can see the diagram of a hatchet soldering iron. Okay, so this type of soldering iron is used for soldering bottom of the objects. So such as tanks, containers, vessels, okay, etc. Next is third one will be last one is electrical soldering iron. Okay, so we can see the diagram of a electrical soldering iron. Okay, so this electrical soldering iron is used for specific soldering operations. Okay, so next we can see the sharing operations. Okay, what then we can see, first of all we can see the sharing. So actually what is a sharing? So sharing is the process of cutting across the sheet or strip. Okay, the term sharing stands for cutting of sheet metal by two parallel cutting edges, so moving with in opposite direction. Okay, so next, this can be done by shears or snips. Okay, so we can see the various types of shearing operations. Okay, so we can see the list: cutting off, parting, blanking, punching, piercing, okay, notching, slitting, lancing, nibbing, trimming. Okay, so all these are the various types of shearing operations. So next topic is a cutting off. So we can see here. So this is a diagram of a cutting off, that is under shearing operations. So first one will be a cutting off. So it is the process of sewing a piece from a strip. Okay. So cutting off is the process of sewing Sewing a piece from the strip. Okay, so sheet metal may be cut with the help of chisels, hand shears, or shearing machines. Okay, this can be done either with the help of chisels, hand shears, or shearing machines. Okay, next is the parting off. Okay, so we can see the parting off here. So separating a piece from a strip by removing the scrap. Okay, so between the dice, so on the top of the dice we have to place the metal sheet. Okay, so with the help of a punch we just have to apply the pressure on the sheet so that we can separate a piece from a strip by removing the scrap, that is comes under the parting of. Okay, so the width of cut is equal to the thickness of the scrap removed. Okay, so the width of cut is equal to the thickness of the scrap removed. Okay, next, so next one will be the blanking. So we can see the diagram here. So this is the scrap and this will be the product came from the this sheet. Okay, after removing the product from the metal, so this is called a scrap and this will be the product. Okay, here this is a machine separating a product from the strip. Okay, we can see here. So punch, metal strip, blank, die. Okay, stripper, plate. Okay, this is a machine. Okay, so blanking operation is a cutting out a desired shape from the strip by a single blow of the punch is called blanking. Okay, next, next one will be the a punching. This is a diagram of a punching. Okay, so waste, die, punch, a metal strip, a material strip, clearance, punch size to clearance. So these are the parts of a punching machine. So punching is the process of making a circular hole. So by using a punch and a die, okay, or using the a solid punch. Okay, so we can see here. So punching is done with the help of hand power. So hardwood end grain, solid punch. Okay, with the help of a hammer, so we are giving a blow on the top surface of the punch tool. Okay, solid punch. So we can see the punching machine. Okay, this is a punching machine. So next topic is next sharing operation is piercing. Okay, this is the we can see the product here. So in previous one, so circle is a product and the rectangular one is a scrap. But here vice versa. Here we can see. Okay, the machine is same, but the product and the scrap are different. Vice versa. So it is a process of producing holes of any desired shape. Okay, not necessarily circular is called piercing. Okay, next one is notching. Okay, we can see the diagram of a straight notch. Okay, next there will be a slit here. Okay, so notching is a process of making a opening slit or opening at the edge of sheet metal, so to obtain the desired contour of the workpiece. Okay, so it is notching simply we can say notching is the process of cutting out the edges of a sheet. Okay, so that we can make them into some different shape. Okay, to produce a variety of components. We can see here folding procedure of the notching. We can see here preparation of a pan. So before like this, so notched pattern and this is a edges turned to form pan. Okay, so square notches. Next, so next is bending. So this is the one of the type of shearing operation. Okay, so here we can see the, so by using some tool, okay, by using some clamp or holding device, so we can hold the sheet. Okay, so with the help of a hammer or mallet, so we are giving blow to the sheet. So by using a mallet, so it is a soft hammer. Okay, so that we can make simple bendings of the sheet. Okay, so nice. So it is a, so bending is the folding operation, so by using stakes. Okay, so how we are bending the sheet, so actually it is a folding operation. Okay, by using stakes or forcing bars, so with mallets or hammers. Okay, so that I will conclude this topic. I will stop here.